so good. How do we stay so long together when everybody said we never would? And just when I start to think they're right, the love has died. There you go, making my heart beat again, heart beat again, heart beat again. There you go, making me feel like a kid. Won't you do it and do it one time? There you go, pulling me right back in, right back in, right back in. And I know I'm never letting this go. I'm stuck on you, whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue. Whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue. Some days I don't feel like trying. Some days, you know, I wanna just give up. When it doesn't matter who's right, fight about it all night. Had enough. You give me that look. I'm sorry, baby, let's make up. You do that thing that makes me laugh. And just like that, there you go, making my heart beat again, heart beat again, heart beat again. There you go, making me feel like a kid. Won't you do it and do it one time? There you go, pulling me right back in, right back in, right back in. And I know I'm never letting this go. I'm stuck on you, whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue. Whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue. Whoa, whoa, you almost fell. Two stuck together from the ATL. Whoa, whoa, feeling kinda sick. Just a spoonful of sugar, make it better real quick. I say, whoa, whoa, what you gonna do with that? Whoa, whoa, come on over here with that sugar, sticky, sweet stuff. Come on, give me that stuff. Everybody wants some melodies that get stuck up in your head. Whoa, whoa, up in your head. Whoa, whoa, up in your head. Whoa, whoa, up in your head. There you go, making me feel like a kid. Won't you do it and do it one time? There you go, pulling me right back in, right back in, right back in. And I know I'm never letting this go. I'm stuck on you, whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue. Whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue. Whoa, whoa, stuck like glue. You and me, baby, we're stuck like glue.
I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there
Chris
for
and
you
Jessica Bondi.
'cause you're there for me too. You're still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like these, but she didn't tell you when the world is brought down to your knees. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too.
Everybody, on behalf of Chris, Jessica, the Bondi and the Greer families, I'd like to welcome everyone to the beautifully transformed Bondi farm to celebrate their wedding. I think they did a pretty good job. Turned it into a cow pasture. It was pretty good. As well, thanks to everybody who traveled near and far. I know there was some very long travelers, some weary travelers. Not sure who that guy was, but we'll find out. The fact that you take the time and effort to travel and all the associated sacrifices, it's very much appreciated. Manny flew from Mexico. Woo! He went the wrong way. For those who don't know me, my name's Kim Husted. I'm one of Chris's oldest friends. And when I say oldest, I don't mean that out of his friends. I mean, I look the oldest, so I think that's why I'm up here. I'm a bit of an elder statesman and party orator for the evening. So being asked to MC is a bit bittersweet. On one hand, I'm afforded a great opportunity to rip on my friends with a microphone, but on the other hand, I was kind of looking forward to sitting in the back, having a couple drinks, and doing some low-level heckling to whoever else was up here, but that's not going to happen now. So if someone's up here speaking and you hear someone heckling, it's probably going to be Justin or Sets. I don't know where the... what's that? There you go, see? I told you. See? This is going to happen. This is happening. So just looking out here, I was pretty surprised. What? See? I know, I seeded it. I did it. It's a pretty unbelievable gathering of friends. I don't think most of us have been in the same room for years, and to come together at their wedding is pretty awesome. And I'm super jazzed. Like, I don't know what, I was excited to see people. I don't know, maybe it's, as you get older, you get, you get a bit of a shut-in. You don't see your friends as much, so this is really special for me. I don't know what it is for you guys, but it's pretty fantastic. So the pool of single friends is drying up, so unless we're going to start shuffling out some wives and husbands, these things probably aren't going to happen so much. So I think we gotta take some time and soak it in, because this is pretty cool. I'm also, that being said, I'm not sure if everyone's aware, but with a great gathering of friends, there's some in this room who are a legitimate problem when we have a party. Luckily, most of the offenders are up at the table here. We're going to try to keep an eye on them. And I was just mentioning that to be fair, because I wanted to make sure that some people who aren't aware of what usually happens aren't blindsided by me not mentioning it. So, and I don't think it's going to be a safety issue or something, more of a problem that you have to edit your later in the evening photos. So a few tips, just keep your head in a swivel. There's going to be a lot of backflips and cartwheels and stuff on the dance floor. So if you're out there, don't think that you're not going to get kicked in the head by somebody who's trying to recreate a windmill. Inappropriate behavior, there's going to be quite a bit of that too. So just, if you're not prepared for it, you might want to turn a blind eye. I lost my place. Also, probably Jesse, Gary, and Lee are going to break into an impromptu breakdance extravaganza. So you might want to stay out of there. I'm definitely getting Gary doing the windmill tonight. It's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be a pretty awesome evening. Lots of great people here. Lots of great food, it looks like. And I'm getting the thing from the caterer guy that says the food's cooking. Let's get going. So now I guess what we will do is some introduction of the main table here. I don't know if I've seen a main table larger than this. It looks like the Last Supper. But we'll start, obviously, the bride and groom, lovely couple. Chris's awesome suit with his matching hair. It's fantastic. Next to her, Lisa Duncan. Lisa and Jessica grew up together in Dahlia, Alberta. I'm just going to read a brief bio and then really stretch out. I can see the caterer going. They were classmates from grade 1 to grade 12. They've always been best friends and were always attached to the hip. Lisa and Jessica played basketball together throughout junior and senior high school. They spent many weekends together playing on each other's farms and were members of the 4-H club in Morin, Alberta. They attended the ACCA, the Alberta Community and Cooperative Association. It's a bit of a mouthful. Youth leadership program together in 2003 and 2004. Lisa's hardworking, loving, and a great teacher. She even taught Jessica how to knit and how to tell time. I'm sure there's a joke there. I don't know if she's not good. Lisa and her husband Aaron live in Denver, Colorado, and have 2 adorable twin boys, Trey and Walker. Next to her is Melissa Minnick. Melissa and Jessica met in Dahlia School and grew up on neighboring farms. They became close when they started to dance together. Sure what that means? They were jazz and hip-hop masters. And they both attended separate colleges in Red Deer, throughout 2006 and 7 were able to hang out and support each other through the transition from small town to city. Melissa often was Jessica's model for her exam at Marvell College. So thanks for being brave. Looks like that stopped. Looks pretty good. Melissa lives with her husband Brad in Ponoka and have 2 beautiful girls, Callie and Jacqueline. I think that's a haircut clapping there. Celine Thériault. Celine and Jessica also met at ACCA, youth program out in Goldeye Lake in 2009. Celine lives in Edmonton as an interior designer at Wolski Design Group. Celine's up for anything, be it new activity or experimenting with new recipes, so she keeps Jessica's life full of excitement and encouragement to try something new. She enjoys traveling, spending time with her boyfriend Josh, and sometimes dangerous rollerblade adventures with Jessica. I read that as roller derby. Jane Anderton. There's Jane. Jane and Jessica also met through ACCA youth program. Jane has a wonderful sense of humor and shares Jessica's obsession with cats. I don't. She first moved to Edmonton in 2009. Jane and Jessica grew closer and became part of Jessica's permanent collection of friends. Jane also enjoys live music, spending time with her friends, but especially her cat Garfunkel and dog Ginger Daisy. Now we know everything about Jane. Leanne is a dance instructor, assists her fiancé Aaron with his chiropractic office in Red Deer, and a youth program coordinator with the ACCA youth program. And guess what? That's how Jessica and Leanne met in 2004. This ACCA seems like a pretty good place to meet girls, I think. Chris zeroed right in on that. He's like, yeah. They were roommates for 2 years in Edmonton, and their favorite pastime together is watching Friends reruns. Her and her husband lived in Red Deer and are currently planning their own wedding, so that's pretty exciting. Her and her husband? Yeah, whatever. Next, Jesse Richardson, the fancy haircut man there. Jesse grew up in Sylvan Lake. He and Chris met through a martial arts tournament in Edmonton, and Jesse was competing at that time as a black belt in Kung Fu. We've converted him over, so it's okay, everybody. All you karate guys, just stand down. It's not a Bruce Lee. Yeah, he's good. They immediately became good friends, and soon after, they became roommates and best friends, sharing an unaccountable amount of amazing memories and fun times. Jesse and Chris share a deep passion for music, and when they get together, they're more like brothers than best friends. He enjoys traveling, dancing. I'm not sure what dancing is about. But we're going to see it later. And tattooing. He's very artistic and creative. Him and Chris get together whenever possible in either Edmonton or Toronto. He lives in Toronto with his girlfriend, Lisa Ballone, and their daughter, Alaya. Kai Nomi. Hodor. Kai grew up outside of Caroline. He watched Chris during a karate tournament in Caroline in the high school and saw Chris do a jump spinning crest kick and immediately says, yeah, I'm doing that. So he showed up for his first karate class on December 4th, 1994, Chris's first day open for business in Caroline. And Chris was like, all right, come on in. And Kai was only 13 years old, but he was 5'11", 185, so about half the size as he is now. He went on to get his black belt and eventually moved to Edmonton, where he and Chris were roommates for many years. They eventually bought and built their own house in 2003 with Jerry West, and they were roommates for over 15 years, so he's got to be a good guy. He lives in Spruce Grove with his wife, Jennifer, and their 2 boys, Hudson and Nelson, and their little girl, Arisa. Mike. Everybody knows Mike. Everybody knows both Mikes, don't they? Okay, Mike Bondi, his brother. Mike number 1. Mike is Chris's brother, mentor, and business partner. Mike made it cool to have long hair and was a huge inspiration for Chris in hockey. In 1990, Chris watched his brother do a black belt test and immediately started training in karate afterwards, thus beginning his martial arts journey. Chris excelled quickly as Mike was his ride to classes, and Chris would train 3 classes a night. Soon, Chris was assistant instructing in the dojo they bought in Rocky Mountain House with a loan from Grand. He enjoys reading, solitaire, long walks on the beach, and golf trips to Phoenix. He lives in Calgary with his wife Hien and their two kids, Max and Isis, who were the ring bearer and flower girl. I don't know. That's your problem. Me in February. It was awesome. Brett Bondy. Woo, Brett. Brett's the oldest brother, another elder statesman like himself. He's influenced Chris throughout his life, such as bringing a book back from the Louvre in Paris, which Chris saw and immediately wanted to go there in the future, and apparently proposed to his lovely wife. Oh, you didn't know that? It was awesome. So cool. Yeah, Chris knew he wanted to go there, so I'm pretty sure that was the impetus for that. He's also influenced interest in every kind of music, which helped turn a spark in Chris's love for music. He's always been a loving brother and always tries to take part in Chris's life. Brett enjoys sampling new beers and exciting beer and what? Beer long. Beer bong? All right. And music festivals, and reading. He lives in Calgary with his wife Becky and their three girls, Mari, Carrie, and Erica. Lane McClellan. Lane and Chris met in grade 1, so he's been around a long time. Chris felt obligated to invite him because, what are you doing? He goes, I know you since grade 1. Okay. They met in grade 1 in Rocky Mountain House and was one of Chris's very first friends. They shared a lot of great fun from years, birthday parties, playing hockey together for years, and riding the bus together all through grade school. Lane was and still is, damn it, my hand. And still is always a very generous. He'd always drive his friends around all the time when he got his first car. Chris would often get a ride home from school with Lane, and as they only lived a mile apart, he's just like right across the field. Always slipping Slurpees along the way. After high school, Lane trained in karate and kickboxing with Chris and Arashido, and eventually moved to Red Deer, where he lived in a house in Penhold together with Chris's brother Mike, Gary, Dean, Cindy, and Keela. It was a very fun house. Lane lives in Red Deer now with his wife Carrie and their two super cute kids, Price and Sloan. Clay Deppner. What? Clay and Chris met in elementary school in Rocky Mountain House. They grew up through their awkward phases together, and they celebrated almost every birthday together growing up. Chris remembers great memories at Clay's first house just west of town, and later on to good times at their cabin at Crimson Lake. Chris and Clay traveled down through Waterton Lakes, Glacier National Park, Kalispell, Montana, camping all the way, along with a couple of friends. These two had many more laughs at Clay's destination wedding in Jamaica and Ocho Rio Resort. So we'll hear some more of those stories, I'm sure. Clay lives in Calgary with his wife, Gurleen, and their 4 kids. 4 kids. Keegan, Nadia, Aiden, and Mariah. Job, man. Axel Scarion. Coolest name ever. Axel and Chris met through Rashido. Axel moved to Edmonton from Argentina, and his family and his younger brother and mother, Carla, started taking karate with Chris when he's just 7 years old. Almost 20 years later, Axel now teaches full-time with Rashido Martial Arts in Leduc, Alberta. In 2015, Axel came along with Chris, Mike, and a couple other black belts, Russell, Geordie, George, to Okinawa. They also traveled with Chris in a small group to Thailand to train Muay Thai kickboxing. Axel enjoys riding his motorbike and walking his German Shepherd, Zeta, at the same time. That's how dangerous he is. And his dog is a very fast runner. Mike Yakuluk, old Limpy with the cane. If you take any pictures of Mike, they'll probably turn out a lot hairier than you notice. You might want to check his truck out. You're like, what's wrong with that guy? Mike and Chris met through Rashido and started taking karate with Chris in 1997. Mike went on to achieve his black belt with Rashido and continued chasing his interest of jiu-jitsu. Mike was a main instructor at Chris's South Edmonton school and today owns and operates his own school in North Edmonton. Mike and Chris have traveled multiple times to Thailand to train Muay Thai and have been to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil to train jiu-jitsu. That's the proper way to say it. Like, if you've been there, you don't say it like that. You're like, you don't know what you're talking about. Trips like these provide a lifetime worth of memories, everything from almost getting struck by lightning while golfing on a deserted course to having their taxi from the airport to the hostel stopped at machine gun point by the Brazilian Federal Police. Luckily looking for a gorilla, I guess, but I don't know how they made the distinction between the two. These two are known for getting into childish trouble on occasion, trying on women's lingerie, for instance. See, this is what I was talking about. It's going to get bad tonight, and I just want you to be prepared. You need to be prepared. While Mike denies ever trying it on, he just claims to be the photographer, which does sound legit. Mike and his wife Annie have 2 kids, Thomas and Sarah. We have a Danish wedding cake that we'd like to try to get to as soon as possible. So don't go for dessert. We're going for the kransekage. I don't know what the protocol is on the clinking glasses, but I've seen it before. They're not going to stop.
So like Kim was saying, this is a traditional Danish wedding cake. It's made out of pure marzipan. And like Murray was talking about something with children, we will now determine how many kids Chris and Jessica will have. So what they're going to do, Jessica, if you can kind of grab that top part. No? Okay. And Chris's hand on top. Big fingers, and then you lift. 2 children for Jessica and Chris.
Okay, if you guys want to head up to the dessert table, I know everyone's been watching it, so try not to flock up. You know, don't be careful of the children. And for all those that didn't see, they got 2 rings, which means they're going to have 2 children. I think I pulled 4 off in mine, but I only have 2 kids, so I'm still trying.
I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. I've been sleeping here instead. I've been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family.
So, without further ado, we'd like to invite some of the head table up to say a few words, and we're going to start out with the best man coming up to say some things, which is Jesse. So here he comes.
First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Jesse Richardson. I have known Chris for 22 years. I haven't had the privilege of being able to spend as much time with him in his life as you guys have, so I'm just very honored and blessed to be able to share my journey or his journey with him so far. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming out. I'm pretty new at this. I haven't really kind of written a formal speech, but I'm just going to kind of wing it. So first thing I want to do is get the bad jokes out of the way. Hold on, can you hold this for a second? This thing's weighing me down. So, if any of you know Chris at all, you know when he wakes up in the morning, if you ever see the Snickers commercial, well, this is for Jessica. It's not a lifetime supply, but it'll probably get you through the next couple days. All right? And we love him because you know what? He's that's what makes him Chris. I'm not very good on the mic. I'm very shy. I like to hide in closets and then pop out and say surprise. Sometimes Chris is with me playing the music. That's a whole other story. The thing is they asked me, I was trying to figure out what am I going to write for a speech. So I Googled it, of course. Google it. They say, don't be drunk. Strike one. Second, okay, don't talk about your ex-girlfriends. Well, I could talk about my ex-girlfriends, but my wife is here, so I better not do that. don't talk about partying, drinking, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what am I here for? What am I going to talk about? We all have many experiences and crazy stories that we can tell spending time with him. And, you can't even begin to describe. My life with him was at a crazy time when I went through a lot of crazy stuff. And, I lost my mom at a young age, and he was there. And, the day I met him, it was like my brother that I never had. So, the day that I see him or I ever hear from him, it's like most people will probably agree with me that if you don't see him for a year, 2 years, or whatever, it was like you seen each other yesterday. So, I can't begin to describe in words how he makes me feel, and I'm sure that he probably is the same way with all of you guys. I know that he's an amazing, beautiful spirit and has touched everybody's lives. I'll tell you, I noticed one time was a shift, I guess, in everything is when he met her, And at that point in my life, I knew that, man, she must be the most amazing and beautiful person in the whole world, because I felt a change in him. And I met her, and it was crazy. And we could see it. We all see it today. Family and relatives of Chris and Jessica. You've known them your whole lives. I've had the pleasure of only knowing them in a short period of time, but I can't even believe that how blessed I am to be able to share a journey with such beautiful people, and all of you as well. I don't really know what to say as far as stories. Like I said, I can say all kinds of crazy stories, and we all have them, and Thailand, Brazil, all over the world. Vegas. Shh, sorry, my wife's here. That a girl. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But yeah, all I want to do is, again, I don't know the formalities of this whole thing, and I don't want to be a long, drawn-out thing. It's their day. I'm just blessed, and I thank God, and I thank all of you for all being here to share this with Chris and Jessica. And please, everybody, raise your glasses. Okay, I'm just going to raise one of these things here. I didn't bring my big glass. Love, Chris and Jessica, forever. Thank you, and good night.
It was close. It was nip and tuck. There, Lee is taking over unders on when Chris is going to cry, so he's back there. I'd like to invite the toast from the Maid of Honor up next, please.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lisa, and I am the Maid of Honor. I stand before you honored to hold this position as Jessica's best friend. We have been friends all of our lives. The first time I saw Jessica, it was grade 2. I remember seeing her spark, beauty, and energy. She was the most popular girl in school. She treated everyone with kindness, and she was so much fun. I wished that one day she would become my best friend, and it happened. We became inseparable. We were always together. Our identity was solidified when we were together, and we were lost when separated. We have seen each other through the good, the bad, and the ugly. We have learned so much from each other, and I will tell you a few things that I have learned from her. Do not be afraid to give all in a relationship. I have to say that it was watching Jessica blend in her relationship that has taught me this life lesson. She was never afraid to be herself and show her true colors. The right guy would love her for who she was. Commitment. Once Jessica has made her mind up about something, she is committed for life. It doesn't matter how many curveballs are thrown her way, she will never give up or never turn her back. Patience. Jessica is and has always been a planner. Chris, on the other hand, is a last-minute man. She once told me, opposites attract and we are polar opposite. We have learned to accommodate each other so we can meet each other's needs. We just need to be patient with each other, which we've all seen with this wedding planning. Lastly, Jessica has taught me that good friends are hard to find, and when you find one, to do whatever it takes to make that relationship last. When we separated after graduating high school, we became our own persons, however, joined at the heart. We could go months without talking to each other as life gets busy, but would pick up from where we left off. I honestly can't remember ever fighting with Jessica. We've always respected each other's decisions and have been there to support one another. Jessica met Chris at Club Week. When she got home from camp, all she could talk about was how she had a crush on this older guy. It didn't seem abnormal to me because she had always had a thing for older men. Orlando Bloom. Heath Ledger. And Johnny Depp. I have loved watching this relationship bloom. Chris has an amazing sense of adventure that has always encouraged Jessica to be the best that she can be. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought she would ever ride a motorcycle. I asked Chris about all the crazy things he had convinced Jessica to do over the years, thinking there was just a few. And he responded with pages and pages and pages of things. If I told you all of the things, we'd be here for hours. Climbing inside of volcanoes, ziplining, kickboxing, and traveling all over the world. They have had more adventures together than most people have had in a lifetime. Now, I don't let my best friends get married to just any guy. I decided to put this couple to the test. I asked Chris why he wanted to marry my best friend, and he said, honestly, Lisa, my goal in life is to make Jessica happy. She has seen something in our relationship from day one. She has so much faith and passion in our relationship that I know it will last. She is my best friend and has every quality that I was looking for. And I have extremely high standards. She is by far the only girl in the world for me. I love her more than I could ever imagine. So I said he could marry her. When I asked Jessica why she wanted to marry Chris, she said, I like his hair. Then she said, I have always been drawn to Chris from the moment I met him. His charisma, his personality, he is incredibly passionate and makes me feel like the only woman in the world. He makes me laugh and is so patient with me. He loves me so much and I feel it. I truly love him with all of my heart. The way Jessica and Chris see each other and respect one another is a love that will last forever. I look forward to the future for these two. They truly are a perfect match, and I know they will remain not only lovers, but friends for all of their lives. They just seem to have that sense of forever about them, and I know that theirs will truly be a match made in heaven. Please raise your glasses while I propose a toast. We love because it's the only true adventure. If ever you are to enjoy life, now is the time. Let today be the building block for all the years to come. Cheers to the most beautiful bride, Jessica.
All right, if we can have Nelson Ellen Bondi come up to the mic. We're just going to do a welcome to the family, please.
Well, welcome everyone to Groningen Acres for this momentous occasion. We're glad to see you all here. I knew it was going to be a circus as soon as I saw the tent go up. We've enjoyed getting to know Jessica and believe she is the one to handle Chris. She finally gave in and learned how to play bridge a couple of weeks ago, which was a requirement of my father-in-law when we got married. Jessica is a warm, helpful, and loving person, so we asked her dad if we could adopt her. Chris has now made this a formality. Thank you, and Jessica, welcome to our family.
Honorable judges, fellow 4-H'ers.
Wrong venue.
Sorry, wrong venue. I'd like to welcome you all here to this very special day in this beautiful tent that Chris and Jessica have provided us with. We're really honored to host the event here. We actually had an opportunity to do that back in 2005 when Michael and Hen got married on the farm. So to Jessica next. Jessica, one of the first things we notice about her is she always meets you with a nice, friendly hug, which I understand from meeting some of her family is kind of a family tradition. It's a good one. We've always found her to be very ready to take it on whatever is going at the time. The very first time I met Jessica was Michael was building a horse shelter for a neighbor here, and Chris and Jessica came down and started helping in a bit, and she pitched right in there, and she has every time whatever is going on at the farm here, which we really appreciate. On our 50th anniversary 2 years ago, Michael, or Chris and Jessica provided a lot of the entertainment and arranging for things during the day and contributed greatly to it. We appreciate the way you helped us there. It was a great day. Another great time was when Ellen was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and pardon? 4-H Hall of Fame, yes. And the organizers were having all of the family get together for family pictures before we went into the main hall. And we were all sitting down, and Jessica was standing off to the side, and Brett said, "Come on, Jessica, get over here. You're part of this family too." And Jessica, it was true then, and it's true ever so much more now. So, to Jessica.
Good job. Okay, next we'd like to have the bride's parents, the Greers, come up and say a few words. Oh, we got the brother coming up. Oh my God, they're such nice people. He was wandering around with a pitchfork yesterday, so I was like, was this the replacement for the shotgun? So we're going to find it later, and you can get your picture taken with him with the pitchfork.
Give me that. I was going to grab it if you took too long. I was going to go grab it. All right. Good evening, everybody. For those who don't know me, I'm Brandon, Jessica's little brother. This is Jerry, Jessica's father. He's coming, it's me first. I had the pleasure of being Chris and Jessica's roommate for a couple years and really got to see how much they complement each other. Jessica likes to yell at Chris, and Chris likes to be yelled at by Jessica. It's like you two are already married. So this will be an easy transition. But seriously, I couldn't ask for a better sister. She is such an important piece to this family. And today, she adds a new piece. Chris Bondi. Chris is quite the role model, and I believe that's why most of you are here today. He is a leader, hardworking, caring, adventurous, and is a very smart guy, which we need in our family. I look up to you as a brother, and I'm glad to have a lifetime to learn from you and learn more about you. So welcome to the family, brother. I'm sure you're all ready to party, because I am. So I'll pass the mic to my dad. Everyone have a great night.
All right, here. Well, I guess I'm the FOB of the night, and I want to. I'm kind of finding these speeches are something else. Let me tell you, I'm finding out they're like kind of like having children. They're a lot more fun to conceive than to deliver. But. But right now, you know, I'd like to just thank everybody who has come, all the neighbors and friends and families and all the wedding crashers. Welcome. We are truly grateful for your presence. You know, when planning a large event like this one, you want it to go on without a hitch. But in this case, we're all very glad that the hitch has finally taken place. My God, it's been like, what, 12 years? Could have had a couple grandkids by now. I'm sure you'll all agree here how stunning and beautiful my daughter looks today. And how happy I am for you and Chris. Obviously, this is a great day for Chris. You have all these friends and family members, brothers and sisters. You are well loved. Chris, you are a testament to your parents, Niels and Ellen. So, if I may, my first toast goes to Niels and Ellen because they raised the son that is good enough for my daughter. So, thank you so very much, Niels and Ellen. So, Chris, you're a pretty classy guy. I will say that. You did ask me for approval for taking away my daughter. And, you know, it did mean a lot to me. You know, that's got to be tough. I don't think I even did that. So, Princess, I'm giving you away, but I'm not letting you go. Okay? You know, I've often wondered how do you walk my daughter down the aisle and hand her off to another man? Like, I don't know how you really do that. But I think it's when you realize it's not just the one she wants to live with. It's the one she can't live without. So, congratulations, you two, for finding the ones you can't live without. So, I guess my first thought is for you, Chris. And I wanted to say to you how happy I was to be able to walk Jessica down the aisle, to know she has chosen well. It is the most important decision you can make. So I want to welcome you, Chris, into my family. You are very loved here. I love you, man. You know, I wished I could say to you two to live happily ever after. And it would work. Life does have its ups and downs. Believe me, I know. But what I may able to do is to give you words of wisdom. And it comes from a song. Now, I'm not going to sing this song. But, and this song is sung by Bruce Springsteen. And now, don't worry now, it's not Born to Run. I didn't pick that one. This song is about a country boy and his bride-to-be days before they're to be married. Now, it's just a few lines here. And it goes like this. We would walk together. Baby, come with me. Then comes the twilight. Should we lose our way? As we're walking, my hand should slip free. I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. We swore we would travel side by side. We would help each other to stay in stride. But each other's steps fall so differently. But I'll wait for you. Should I fall behind, wait for me. And so may the wisdom that I can say, love and marriage is as simple and as complicated as that song. So may your journey be a glorious one. Stay in stride and wait for the other. And may your marriage be a treasure. And may it be blessed with all the joy and wonder in this crazy world, man. So, I will ask you all to raise your glass now and make a toast to Jessica and Chris. Thank you all.
I think we're going to take this brief moment to stretch our legs after the tearjerker. I don't know why I'm crying. It's not my daughter. I don't even have a daughter. So if everyone wants to stretch their legs, stand up. What we've done, I haven't done anything. But what they did is if you stand up under your chair, you'll have a piece of, I believe it's green tape. And if you have the green tape, you are charged with leaving with a tree. So you're going to have the centerpiece. So what you have to do with the centerpiece, there you go, is take it and plant it. I think I was speaking with John Verhessen, who was here, and he was, look at everybody, they're very excited. He was saying that at Mike's wedding, they had the same thing, and he planted the tree, and it's now 12 feet tall. So these are actually viable trees. From the farm, Doug. Oh, there you go. Oh, here we go. So make sure you take these home, give them lots of water. If they die, you cannot ever, ever tell Chris and Jessica that they died. Just say, yeah, look at the tree out front. It's awesome.
All right, so just before we get started, while Dad's up at the front and can't get away from us, we would like to remind everyone that for months and months, when we finally decided to get married, I was always finishing the sentence with the same thing. Yes, June 17th, 2017, and it'll be my dad's 77th birthday. There's a lot of sevens. It should be very lucky. So, without further ado, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Niels. Happy birthday to you. Skull. Now you gotta make eye contact. Gotta make eye contact with everybody. Well, before I hand the mic over to Jessica, because she's going to do a really good job, I think we would like to first thank Kim Husted for being our awesome MC. Kim's always been someone I looked up to. He's a hilarious guy, always up for a challenge, and speaks really well. And when I asked him, I knew he'd be the perfect man for the job, and he's been hilarious all night. And thank you very much.
Well, thank you again so much for coming, everybody. A wedding just simply wouldn't be this fantastic without a room full of people. It's Chris and I have been saying the whole day, it's just like overwhelming to just look around and see people that just mean so much to you, and like no wonder people bawl all the time, because it's just, oh, that person's awesome, that person's awesome. It just means so much that you guys are here. So, wait
for it.
Oh, we have to kiss. We have to kiss. Nellie is who made our cake. Where's Nellie? Give a wave. Nellie is a family friend of the Bondies, and someone who I was immediately drawn to when I met the Bondies. You're just such a wonderful human being, first of all, and so generous and gracious. And I don't even know if I had a choice. She was going to make this cake, I think, for us anyways. But it is a Danish traditional cake, in case some people didn't quite catch it. But she made it for us, and even her rule was, though, if she was going to do this, it was something that we had to learn to make so the tradition can carry on, which I thought was wonderful. So that's what Chris and I did. We actually went to her house and spent an afternoon baking and learning how to make this. I can't even pronounce the cake, but it's marzipan is what it's made out of. There's a name for it.
I dipped in the chocolate.
Chris did the chocolate part, and I did everything else. No, I'm just kidding.
I believe her words were exactly, oh yeah, you were going to get a cake whether you wanted it or not. So.
Yes, that was what she... So yeah, appreciate the awesome tradition to carry on, and that homemade touch is just perfect. So I think there might be some more pieces in the back, so if you didn't get any chance to taste that, make sure you go have a piece before you go. Wanted to thank Chris's nieces, Mari, Carolee, and Erica for all of the Carolees for running the organizing and making tending to our guest book and memorial table and all that kind of stuff, and Mari for selling the drink tickets and all that kind of stuff. You guys have been huge help, and I believe Mari's first words to me yesterday was, "Whatever you need, Jessica, you just tell me." And I can't remember, she offered some examples, and I just had to laugh.
Want to say thank you to Max and Isis for being our flower girl and ring bearer. They were pretty adorable, and they were really excited to do it from day one. So I think they did a great job.
I made sure that we gave a toast to our fantastic wedding party in the limo, but just wanted to say again, thank you guys so much, because it wouldn't be the same if it was just Chris and I standing up here and going through everything today, and it's just so much fun to have the laughs and just have so many amazing people in this group today, just to catch up on old times and all sorts of stuff. But even the blending of my friends and Chris's friends, that's a really fun part of the wedding, and you guys have just been so amazing and so supportive, and making sure that Chris and I are really enjoying our moment at your cost, and we just so appreciate it, and we love you all individually so very much. So thank you so much. Can we say thank you enough to Niels and Ellens just simply for letting us have our wedding on their farm? I mean, it's just so special to us. We thank you guys so much for allowing this and having so many people on your property and parking and, set up yesterday. I mean, it was chaotic, but I guess that's normal. And I had a laugh with Nicole. She's like, hey, just ask a farmer to do it, and they do a job well. Like, anytime we asked Niels to help, he was like, he got the tractor out, and we just made sure it happened. And every job was just done thoroughly and efficiently, and we just thank you guys so much for just simply letting us have our special day here. Thank you.
It's amazing that it worked out to have this wedding on your birthday, Dad, and so close to yours, Mom. Because our anniversary is now going to be much more meaningful for the rest of our lives. Thank you both, Mom and Dad. The huge amount of love, dedication, and support you constantly put into our family. You have given us all a wonderful surrounding to grow up in and a seemingly endless amount of interest and support in anything we were involved in. You are both amazing family role models, and you may never know how much I truly love coming home to the farm. Thank you for everything you did to help this day be here. I couldn't have imagined doing it anywhere else. I love you both so much, and happy birthday, Dad.
I may be cried out here, so I should be fine. I wanted to say such a huge thank you to my dad. Who has my whole life made me feel like a princess. And as soon as we started planning this wedding, he's been nothing but over-the-top supportive and made sure that I looked like a princess. He took care of my dress, the whole look, because he knew that that's what I wanted, and I've waited so long for it, and he made sure that that's what I got, and what else could you ask for? He's just so supportive, and I am the person that I am today because of you, Dad, and I just love you so much, and you just killed your speech today. Like, why are you so nervous? Like, Chris leaned over, he's like, oh, he's killing us. But that's my dad. Family is everything to him, and that's how, we've grown up, and I could ramble on and on about him. It will always have a special place in my heart no matter what, and exactly what you said today. You give me away, but you'll never let me go, and I love you with all my heart. I also wanted to say a huge thank you to my baby brother, Brandon, who, same thing, has an incredibly sacred, safe, perfect little place in my heart. This guy was the most annoying little kid. We did not necessarily love each other as kids. He was always in my hair. He was the whiny child that wanted everything and didn't get his way and whatever. But it was like one day he just grew up, and we realized that we're actually just the same person. And I love having you so close, and and I guess it just means so much to me to have such a close sibling, to be able to relive our childhood and just know that I always have somebody to look for support and love. And you have a wonderful bromance with Chris, and I just love that too. So that means a lot to me. And yeah, lastly, my last input was I wanted to, I get to say it. I want to thank my new husband. For really, this wedding was a lot for me. And he just wanted to make sure that I got everything I wanted, and I've just been in awe today. Everything has been amazing. It has been the perfect wedding. And the fact that you have been so supportive and let it happen and helped me just means so much to me. And it's something I'll never forget. And I love you so much. And thank you.
I would like to say thank you to my beautiful bride, Jessica. Every single person that has helped us out with this wedding, and I'm not going to name everyone because I'll forget some and then I'll feel bad, was chosen by Jessica. She sought them out. She would come to me and say, you have to meet this person. They're just awesome and they're going to be great. You have to come and meet them. And every time I did, I was truly amazed at how genuine and professional and awesome they were. And she did a really good job seeking these people out. And she did a tremendous amount of work for this wedding and to put into this day. And I'm really glad that it turned out exactly how she wanted and how I wanted it as well. And yeah, just amazed at how much work she did. She really, really worked really, really hard. And if anyone knows her, they know how much work she put into it. But it really paid off, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. So thank you very much, babe.